All right, everyone. So let's talk about safety, okay? Because falls happen. If a client starts to fall, our instinct is to grab them, but we have to think about our own safety as well, okay? So I had Jan pass out a goat for me, my favorite goat, and Liberty has it. And Liberty is going to be helping us with the presentation of how we do controlled falls with Miss Ebony, our lead caregiver. So I'm gonna have you come on up. During a fall, do not try to catch the client. Instead, you're going to try to guide them down slowly and safely.
I'm right here for you, Miss Ebony.
To protect yourself, you're going to bend your knees, stay close to the client, and control the descent. You're going to stay calm, talk softly, reassure them, here, you're safe.
No, your legs are okay?
Fine.
All right. We got a call. Can somebody come help you and help us? I think I might be able to do it.
We're not going to pick her up, right? Because we're going to assess for injury.
She asked me about it.
She asked if you're okay. At this point, Liberty now is going to call her office and say, Malia, guess what just happened? Help me. Okay? This is the point where you're going to call the office and notify one of the supervisors. All right? After that, I will tell you, okay, do not pick her up. Call the non-emergency lift assist. So you're going to call this dispatch number or 911 and say, I need non-emergency lift assist. Okay? In no position do I want any of you picking up a client by themselves. Okay? If I'm not available or close by to the client or dispatch is not available, someone will be. But none of you should be doing it by yourself. Okay?
Plus two, by calling for a lift assist, you get an EMT on scene. You don't know for sure that your client didn't twist something or, break something. So you want the EMTs to come out and assess. So that's the reason why we do that.
Thank you, Ebony and Liberty, for showing us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Get down here. I cannot get up.
So just to go over it again, you're gonna assess those injuries first thing. Okay, did they hit their head when they were going down? Did I hear something pop on the way down? I thought I heard that CSS, but I wasn't sure. Then you're gonna call us. We're gonna call for non-emergency lift assist, and then we're gonna go forward that way. After that, the most important thing is documentation. I need that in your notes. Your call is not enough for me. I have to have it in those documents so I can keep it with that client's file to keep up and make sure that they are still doing fine, because that's my job. To make sure that at the end of the day, everything is looked after the situation is over with. So checking in on you, checking in on the client, making sure that we don't have any further injuries along the way, okay? So when you're doing your documentation, please record where it happened, how it happened, when you called me, when the EMT showed up. Give me those small details, that's important, okay? As we are talking about documentation, that's the most important thing that we're really looking forward to talking to you all about today, because documentation matters, and here's why. Here's a common example that I see on the left. Ooh, look at that. Skip this all the way to the end. Okay. So the example on the left is a common example that we see while we're looking through everyone's notes, okay? It's a not so great way to chart it, and over here on the right is a pretty good way to chart it, all right? This is about a client refusing a bath. Client didn't want a bath. I'm sorry, that's not enough for me. It's just not enough. There's no detail. I don't know what you did. Your job is to be making sure that you are redirecting the situation and making sure these things are happening as in personal care. So please, show me what you have done to resolve the situation and to make sure that the client is actually having no issues during that time. Because if they're giving you attitude and we're going back and forth, that's something that we need to address. Okay, maybe we need to address our approach of how we are going about redirecting the situation. But I cannot know any of that unless I have the proper charting, okay? So with that being said, what makes the good example a good example? Does anybody have anything to say about the good example, about why it's a good one?
Detail.
Because it's detailed? Absolutely. Anyone else?
Looks like everything's covered. Very care, no skin problems.
Exactly, covering the portions of the skin and how it does it look, reflecting on how the client is. These are the things that are important. To have a professional tone, attempts to redirect, and then the outcome. I need to know those things, all right? It's not just me. Other people are watching our notes as well, okay? It's not just Kathy, Fred, and Mitch. It's not just Ebony and Destiny and Jan and me. You got the VA looking at your notes. Soon you'll be Medicaid and Medicare looking at your notes. This is why it's important, all right? We need to show that we're doing our jobs accurately. This is one of the ways.
And the clients that have family, their families are looking at their notes, and they want to know how mom and dad did, and did they have a good day?
Absolutely.
That's part of, did they have a good day?
Absolutely.
Well, plus too, if somebody's not wanting to get it out, then there's a reason, and it's not healthy for them to go without one, so we need to find out what the issue is and what the problem is, so we can get their minds changed, so that they will take one for their health.
Absolutely. So if you look at the handout that was given to you, if you look on the left-hand side, there's a gray area. That gray area is going to tell you everything that you need to be putting into your notes. So, for your example entry, you're going to do what to include. You see the task completed. What did you complete? What did they complete? Did they help you? Did they not help you? Did you help fully? Did they partially help you with their shower? Did they do all their care areas? Did you wash their hair? How much are they actually involved in their own care? That decides how much we provide for them. That's what I need to see. Okay? That's exactly what we need to see. So keep this document with you at all times if you need to. A lot of people that are here have pretty good notes. But we do have some days when I get stuff like mine get one back. Okay? And like I said before, and I know we've talked plenty of times about this, but there are consequences to notes that end up like on the left-hand side, okay? If it's not resolved after I have verbally spoken with you, there will be a written warning, okay? All right. Dementia and Alzheimer's, my favorite. So let's shift into dementia care. Does anyone know the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's?
Before you go any further on your last thing on your notes, I don't want to step on your toes. That were legal documents. So if you're putting something in there, don't add things that's going to affect you in the long run. I guess that's it.
And be careful when you do the talk to text, because sometimes it's not coming through. I have read some really bizarre notes.
We won't even.
So make sure you read it over before you submit it, because some of them are bad.
Yep, absolutely. Any other questions about the notes, care notes?
The client that I have, he had VM, and I noticed in the chart, there was no place for me to mark that.
Okay, so you were needing spots for your.
Yeah, I
your client.
did tell his wife,
Okay.
about the bowel movement, and that he probably need to have like more of an access, so that he can talk to
Okay.
going to
Most
take care
definitely.
of all of that. There's no place for me to document that.
Destiny, could you make note of that to update the ISP, please? Thank you. Alrighty then, we'll go back over to Dementia and Alzheimer's.
And sometimes there's, depending on how many hours we're with the client, sometimes there's some things that don't pertain to you or your shift. You can put not applicable, and that's fine. You don't have to keep saying, well, not on my shift, not on my shift, not on my shift. You know, do the stuff that pertains to, you have to check every box somehow, but do the stuff that pertains to you, what you did, that's the details that we want. You don't have to worry about, you work a midnight shift, you're not gonna give that person a shower normally. So, just put that in.
You want comments in every
No,
spot or
not every box.
Or, well, you put yours at the bottom, at the bottom of the additional comments, and that's fine. But we wanna know what they're eating, how much they're eating. You know, are they drinking enough fluids? I mean, especially this time of year, it is so fucking hot that these people are dehydrating quickly. And they don't like to drink water, they don't, and you have to constantly keep pushing. But we need to know how much they're drinking, because that way we know if we need to notify the family, okay, there's an issue here. We think they possibly have a UTI, so let's get a doctor's appointment before it ends up into a hospital run. So the more, we read these notes every day, so the more we know about what's going on with that client, the more we can talk to the family and say, hey, we have an issue here, because we want to keep them at home. If they end up in the hospital, you guys are out of work. So help us keep them at home by letting us know what's going on with them.
Good way of doing it. All right, so I guess we'll go back to that last question, does anybody want to tell me what dementia is? Does anybody know?
Your brain starts to shrink. Eventually, there'll be nothing.
It's a decline in cognitive function, and does anybody know what else it affects? Everything.
Everything.
So memory, thinking, social abilities, your personality is completely changing.
Everything.
What about Alzheimer's? Anybody else have something on Alzheimer's? No? It's a form of the type of dementia. And it's also a cause of dementia. And this is the rotation that it continues to go in. So there's several different forms of dementia that Jan also spoke of during her portion of the in-service, and Alzheimer's is one of the diseases that affects. So now we're going to go into agitation and anxiety. So when a client is pacing, fidgeting, or snapping at you, it's not personal. It may be confusion, fear, or overstimulation. And understanding their triggers help us to respond with patience and not frustration. So we're going to watch this clip that's going to help us figure out how to resolve anxiety and agitation with our clients.
My mom's become resistant to my help, and she's now hard to handle. She hasn't been able to manage her basic day-to-day needs without my help, but she believes she doesn't have any problems and doesn't need help. She's easily agitated and gets upset when I try to get her dressed. I'm just frustrated, and I don't know what to do. Mom, where are you? Mom, we're gonna be late for your doctor's appointment. Are you seriously planning on wearing that? It's 80 degrees outside, Mom. Okay, look, let's wear this instead. We don't have time, okay? Let's hurry. Mom, oh God, what is wrong with you?
Oh, leave me alone. I can do it.
No, Mom, let me, gosh.
Leave
let
me
help you.
alone.
I can help you, Mom.
I don't need your help. Leave me alone. Get out.
Just do this to me.
Agitation and anxiety can manifest as difficulty sitting still, pacing, fidgeting, acting irritable, afraid, nervous, worried, or just being resistive to help from others. The behaviors are often triggered by a feeling of loss of control, misperceiving situations or actions as threats, unmet needs, inability to communicate clearly, and frustration with tasks or interactions with family and caregivers. Changes in a usual routine can also cause agitation and anxiety. People with dementia, for example, may have impaired insight towards their own cognition and ability level due to their disease. For this reason, they have a hard time understanding their limitations about what they can and cannot do. They may not realize that they need help, as they do not see themselves as having problems. This can lead to agitation when someone tries to help them. How one approaches a person with dementia makes a difference. If you feel angry, impatient, or frustrated, or if you rush someone or seem irritable, they can sense your mood and react with apprehension, resistance, anxiety, and agitation. Agitation can then escalate to inappropriate behaviors, such as hitting or biting. It is very important to remember that persons with dementia react and respond to how a caregiver approaches them. How you speak to them is key.
Good morning, Mom. How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Okay, what would you like to wear today? You look good in the green or the blue? Which color do you want to try
I
today?
don't need your help. I can do it myself.
Okay. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, okay? You're doing very, very well, and I'm just here to help in case you need me. I know you can do it yourself very well. I love you so much, and I just want to be here when you need me. Can I stay with you? We can do this together? Okay, good. So we are going to go to the doctor's, and then we can go get some ice cream. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay, let's get you dressed, Mom. Let's lose this. We want you to be comfortable after all. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is gonna look good. Perfect.
Here are a few tips on how to respond to agitation and anxiety. Allow ample time to complete tasks and don't rush your loved one. Use a gentle tone of voice, but do not be condescending. Try to keep your body language positive and use calming gestures and a gentle touch. Don't be demanding or bark orders at your loved one. Instead, provide reassurance. Speak in calming tones and phrases. Let the individual know you're there for support. Try to schedule activities around your loved one's natural routines. For instance, if your loved one is a late riser, plan doctor's appointments for the afternoon. Simplify the environment to reduce frustration or confusion. For example, thin out the closet so that it is easier for your loved one to see inside. Have fewer clothing options to choose from, and clothes that are easy to put on.
Did you notice the tension when she first walked into the room compared to the second time that she walked in? The first time she walked in, she's like, all right, I'm over it. What are we doing? You know, and the second time she's like, you know what? Hey, what are you up to? The attitude that we hold holds all your answers, okay? That is the biggest part of this, all right? So staying calm, speak softly, and redirect. Do not argue, or correct, and validation is your best tool, okay? So avoid correcting or confronting. validate their emotions instead of facts, okay? I understand you feel upset, I am right there with you, you know? Use reassurance even if they are confused, and focus on comfort and not to control them. I want to open it up and ask, in what ways have you helped calm and upset clients? But first, I actually wanted to ask Destiny. She recently just had a shift where she was trying some different techniques to help a client with sundowning. So I kind of want to have her share her story first, if she would. Sorry to put you on the spotlight.
That's okay. So I was at a client's house the other day. Unfortunately, she was not out of bed yet, which was very uncommon. My phone rang with Malia. It was Malia, I answered it. Malia could hear her in the background arguing with me. Over a single task up, she couldn't find the bathroom. She grew up on a farm in the East outhouse, so she has no idea what a bathroom even is. The toilet is not familiar to her or anything. So when you go into the bathroom, she's very aggressive because she doesn't know where she's at, why it's different to her. So then she, I guess, kind of gets a little bit more agitated and says that she wants to die. This is 20 to 30 times a day, if not more. She's very prone to UTI, and so the bathroom is what she spends quite a bit of time. It took me 45 minutes to just get her out of the bathroom. And then another 45 minutes for her to eat breakfast. She did not want to eat, nothing tasted right. Simple of the orange, it was too sour, she didn't want it. So her husband tried to talk her back into reality. It didn't work. We did this for 4.5 hours. So we went through the whole phase of who am I, who is she, who is her husband. She doesn't know her husband. If we're lucky, we meet 3 times a day. She knows who he is. And so it's just kind of, we got our hours before after breakfast, and we listened to music. Music that she listened to when she was a kid. We sang Johnny Cash for 3 hours. 3 hours. Listening to Johnny Cash. So, it was just kind of something that she had mentioned to me that she was out on the porch. Once we finally got out, she started singing. And I'm like, what kind of music do you like? And she's like, anything. It wasn't true. We tried 4 different songs. She didn't like any of them. I put Johnny Cash on, her foot started tapping, she started singing, and away went all of her cares. We replayed the same song, I don't know, 7 times. But in that moment, she was okay. Like I said, we listened to music for 3 hours. Same situation, she had to go to the bathroom, so it all started over again, unfortunately, and then lunch. Not knowing who I was, the husband was. So it's unfortunately very sad.
She had a lot of redirecting to do, and by using one of the familiar items for her, which was music, that's how you were able to get through with her and help her out during her sundowning episodes. Does anyone else have any other examples of how they've helped calm down clients at all? Susie?
Well, wow. So I guess my thought is dementia has a mind of its own. It will come at you in every unrecognizable way that you haven't thought of yet. They can't communicate, and if they can communicate, it's not necessarily what they're trying to communicate. So I'll use my Italian lady as an example because she came from Italy, barely spoke English, only a few words. The children were born here. But I don't speak Italian. So I use a whole lot more hand gestures, you know, but dementia is cruel. It's one of the cruelest diseases I've worked with over the last 30 years, and it's still one of the cruelest today. But when you come upon a situation and they think it's new every single time, then you act as if you're meeting them for the very first time every single time. If my lady went from we were making the bed together to I turned around and she's urinating in her clean laundry basket of laundry. And I'm like, okay, honey, let's go this way, because she doesn't remember the bathroom, the toilet, what you're supposed to do, but hey, I gotta pee, and this was okay. And it worked for her, but not for the night girl that had to do it again. So, but we all gotta work together because she's a different person now. You get to a different stage with this aggression, and it really depends on every individual. Because I was with this lady all the way up to the point where she was trying to lift the garage door and escape. She was going home. Now, that is extremely common. You will hear, I gotta go home, I gotta go home. Nobody knows where home is. That could be a place in their mind. It could be their childhood where they grew up, which for her was in a little town in Italy. But that's very, 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 very common that these people have an urgency to go home. None of us know what that is. But the only thing we can do is redirect. Say, oh, look, I have some pictures of home. And I would run into the living room and grab photos and say, come on, let me show you. Like I was taking my child by her hand. And that's really kind of how you have to come at them, with the kindness, the love, and the excitement of a mom to a child. Oh, I have something to show you. Look at this. It's beautiful of the house. And then they are redirected into not trying to escape out that garage door, think she can lift it, but she wants to see what I'm so excited about now. And so it's just, each one is different and individual, and you kind of got to know them and feel them out and go with it. You know what I mean? But come at them as a loving, compassionate, every single time you just met me, you're right, and I'm so happy to meet you. And just keep doing it, because it's not their fault, but it is so cool.
Absolutely.
That's all.
I'm sorry. You're fine. That was perfect. All right, so the biggest portion of dementia would be the caregivers, and the support that we provide for you guys, okay? It's emotionally exhausting, and we understand that, okay? It's okay to ask for help, talk to your team, and take a moment to breathe. If you need anything, you all know, and I think we've made this plenty of times clear as you've walked into our office for interviews, orientations, problems, our doors are always open. If you're having an issue, if you're having trouble, you call or walk in and talk. Jan's always there. Us three will probably running around somewhere, but we will be there if you guys need us to be, okay? The most important things is to watch out for the signs of burnout. If you are having a short temper, fatigue, emotional withdrawal, and resentment during your shift, you need to call me. Because at that point, now we have a bigger problem. We let it go too far. We want to get ahead of it. So before you start getting burnout, you need to communicate with the office so that we can either help you find a solution for the problem, reassign a client for you, do whatever it takes to make sure that you guys are comfortable and that we're all taking care of our clients how they're supposed to be, okay? Because if we don't take care of ourselves, you can't take care of anybody else. And that is the one thing we all understand, is that you cannot pour from an empty cup at all. So what helps you to decompress after a hard shift, Mike?
Smoking a cigarette.
Okay, I like that answer, Lori, what do you like to do after a shift?
Take a nap.
Amen with that one. Rose?
Cold shower.
Cold shower. With this weather, for sure. Most definitely, I would take a cold shower.
Even in the winter time.
Oh, Lord. Okay, Rose. Now you Alexandria. What do you do after a shift to decompress? A warm shower. Okay, all right. Now we're getting somewhere. These are all things that we can do to take a load off when we get off work. It is one thing
to be stressed at work, but we can be stressed together, okay? Call me, and we will fix the problems, all right? The one thing I wanted to go over with you guys is light housekeeping, okay? If a client asks you for deep cleaning, you need to redirect them to the office and to me, Jan, and everyone else. Because anything that's on this red list, washing walls, ceilings, cleaning windows, moving heavy furniture, this is a no-no. Okay? This is not what we are here for. We are doing light housekeeping, light dusting, pet care assistance, anything else. No book work. You can help pay their bills if they need help, but we're not doing all their finances in the book work. This is everything we do, okay? If there is a problem with supplies, you call me. If there's a problem with them having an issue with you only doing the light housekeeping tasks, you call me. This is what we need to do. Once you put that into play and you start doing it, they're gonna expect it from you over and over and over again. And then the day you decide to leave and I bring somebody else in, guess what? Now we have a problem, because they're not you, all right? I want you to be the best of the best, I do. But please, make sure that you're going through the guidelines that we have out for everyone, all right? This is not just for us, it's for you too. This will burn you out faster than anything else.
Well, it's a liability thing too. You know, you get into some of this stuff, we don't want anybody on a ladder or anything like that, something fall off, get hurt, you know, we're liable for that. So.
Well, let me tell you one thing I did.
All right.
My one client, Miss Diana, she had me use Murphy's Oil soap and water on her banister and just stripped it off because there was so much grime, you know, and just so much that was coming off. I just stripped it off and now it has to be re-stained, yeah. And she's happy to have it re-stained because all that grime is going.
No, most definitely.
It took forever to get that stuff off. I mean, I was like,
And it's those little things, they might be their request, what they want right then and there, but at the same time.
Companies that we can recommend, that kind of stuff.
yeah, all right, this time I'm not
We
getting.
have any can in our back pocket, so if anyone.
This works with a BNI group, and they're business networking, and that's what they do, you know, they bring all these businesses in, and we refer to each other, and it's a great organization. So we have people we can send just for about almost any need that they might have. So you just let us know, and we'll call the client and the family and put a bug in their ear.
I think they learned not to have me.
She won't ask for that again. My last tip for you.
Yeah.
True. My last bonus tip for you guys is this: routine builds trust, validation creates peace, and patience saves everyone's energy. Okay? Make a routine with your client. I am seeing a lot of behaviors happening, and it's really because we don't have a routine. Okay? These people are anxious and upset already. They don't know what's going on. Validation creates peace. Don't make them think that they're in the wrong the whole time. Validate their feelings just as much as you would want someone to validate yours, okay? And patience saves everyone's energy. You are on the clock, on their clock. So if they're not ready, they're not ready. Be patient with them, okay? If you know their routine and have your routine down, just like in the video, if they're a late riser, make sure their appointments are set up in the evenings or the afternoons. Make a routine, have the patience to stay in that routine and continue going with your clients, and you will be all set, okay?
Especially with dementia, because once you have a routine with them, they might say, okay, Dad, Amir's coming in half an hour. And he might think, yay, he's coming, I know we're gonna do this, and this. He might look forward to that, you know, so if you have a routine and you're happy about your routine and you're trustworthy and you're patient with them, then they know that's what kind of, 2 hours or 4 hours they're gonna have, and they look forward to that. So,
Well, let's open it up. What stood out to you today? What is one thing that you'll take back to your next shift?
911, non-emergency lift assist, I've never heard about that.
Yes, ma'am. You can call 911 directly, or I have the office number that I can give to you as well.
Yeah, just if you do call 911 and you don't have the number to the local fire department, just make sure you tell them it is a non-emergency.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
what
way
my
they
brother
don't come
knows.
blazing in the sirens and everything. Scare you off.
Yeah, didn't know that.
That's absolutely the safest way to do that.
You have anything to add here? No? What about you, Liberty? What's one thing you're gonna take to your shift today when you leave here? Liberty.
Probably a little bit better on my notes. I noticed mine were kind of a little similar to the ones they're supposed to do. I'll put a little bit more in there for you guys.
Perfect. Kendra, we locked eyes. I'll have to ask you as well. Do you have any questions for me at all?
No, ma'am.
Any questions? Any concerns? Yes, Ms. Rose.
We still have to remember, okay, that these people, they're grown. And the family may want them to go to bed at a certain time, but their time is not the client's time. So you have to remember that. So if they're not ready for bed, no matter how much the family wants them in bed by 9 or whatever, it's not gonna work for the client.
Pull me aside when you're done. I see where you're going.
That's right there. It is. The family can want what they want, but that's not the way to do it.
Because of their childlike behavior, there's a tendency to treat them like a child. You have to respect that they are a human being and they are grown adults.
And some moments they are similar in their right mind, so like, let them choose their clothes.
Choose what they don't ask.
I'm sorry to say, but I'm getting a lot of good stuff from my sister that had a stroke.
There you go.
I mean, she had a stroke and, sisters, I can't be her caregiver because, the validation creates peace and all that stuff. That's gonna be so good for my sister because she's my, what do I do after the frustrating day? Not my
And see, I'm going through the same thing. I have a companion who has severe dementia. I have all the patience in the world for our clients.
Yeah.
I go home and I am instantly a family member and now my whole attitude is changed. And I have to bite my tongue every 5 minutes because I just want to explode. And I don't know if it's because I remember how he used to be, that I'm having a difficult time dealing with the fact that he can't remember that today is Wednesday. And I have to keep telling him over and over and over. So I really have to fight myself when on my drive home, that's my focus is how am I gonna act when I get home? And you have to just be so patient and it is exhausting.
For family members, it is. Well, if you're a lady that was taking care of the nursing home, full-blown dementia, nobody wanted to do her because she likes to touch the wall, okay? These people are strong. They're not, people that you can just turn.
Right.
I'm like, well, I love doing her. And they're like, why? Number one, she's heavy, and number two, she likes to hold the wall, and she likes to push it. And I'm like, well, let me tell you, her railing's up, you put a pillow right next to that railing. You pull her bed out to where she cannot reach that wall, but then she still has that pillow right there for guidance. So this way she knows that she is not going to be hitting no railing. You also have to remember that if they're too close to that side, you're going to have to bring them towards you. And then you tell them, it doesn't matter whether they understand you or not. Okay, we are going to turn, okay, and we'll go slow, so that this way a lot of them don't get scared because they feel like that they're just gonna fall out of bed.
You have to explain what you're doing before you do it, because you come after them and just start, try to give them a shower or whatever. You talk to them, okay, let's go get a shower, is it okay if I help you undress, this. To talk it through with them so that they know what to expect. And that helps cut down on fear. And then they'll be tend to be a little more collaborative because they'll trust you. And that's the best, you know, good way to get us to do what you want to do.
Well, we thank you all for showing up, and I just want to remind you guys to continue working on your Caring University courses, right? If you're getting more classes, please message in or let us know now. Also, on your way out, if you stop with Destiny and grab the pink that you signed in on, let her know if you're wanting to order shirts, and she will put your size and everything next to your name, okay? Eight. It will come here, just like he has on.
I have 100.
They weren't able, but that's when we ordered a huge quantity, now that, you know, as per needed, they're $10.
So, and are we doing a?
Yeah. They're first ones, I mean, like, if you buy one, we'll buy one too. Like, if you don't have, sure, your first order, if you buy one, we'll give you one. So, you know what, I don't think we're gonna use blue or anything.
Yeah.
Well, just to show like this, like white, or gray, or blue. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say something real quick. First of all, for all the caregivers, thank you. You guys mean the world to us. You know, without you, we have nothing here. We wouldn't be helping anyone. Thank you for Jan coming in. It was a great presentation, very, very informational, and you know, we look forward to being a good partner with you in the future. And then to Malia, Jan, Destiny, and Ebony, all the credit to them. They got all this organized, set up. Malia's done a fantastic job on this, and you know, they work a lot of hours just to make sure you guys are taken care of, the clients are taken care of, and that everything is going smooth. So thank you.